This is straight up deliciousness.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Emma, also known as Vancouver Foodie, and today we are gonna be doing a taste test because my audience on Instagram, they love following me on my grocery adventure. I thought, why not bring it into a long form content where y'all get to actually see me do the full-on taste test of whatever I have that week. So what I will be taste testing is based on what is on sale that week, because then that will narrow the scope of where we even get started. So this week we're going to be taste testing the most famous Cantonese brand for instant noodles. In English it's called Deme or D-E-M-A-E, and we have their other products. What they're known for is their red packaged sesame flavored instant noodles. It's like the squiggly classic kind in the square shapes. They have these three other types, well, I should say two other types. One is ramen and one is udon, and they come in these long rectangular packages that I've been eyeing, and I'm curious to see how they kind of compare to the original. We're just gonna get right to it and try these out. So a few things I'm curious about is, what are the portions like? Serving for two. So each package is for two people. That's perfect because I'm going to be feeding Dan for lunch. But I personally really do think the packaging looks very professional. The way they have that photo right there is very alluring. Obviously, I'm not going to make it look like that. I don't have all the extra additional toppings that you would put in traditional ramen or curry. So we're just going to taste each item as is. This one is the udon curry flavor. And they have instructions in the back of the package. So this is what it looks like inside the package. It's 2 packets of soup base right here. 2 packets of seasoning oil.
This packet is definitely smaller than the other seasoning. If you can see up close, it's like a bright curry paste. Maybe it's just more expensive to make this one, or it's just more dense and concentrated. We'll have to see. But the soup bases are the same size. Hang on a second. We're gonna pour some water first to melt the broth.
Okay, so this is what 2 servings of the udon, so 1 package, looks like. Looks like linguine rice flour noodles.
Oftentimes when you eat curry, Japanese curry anyhow, it's like made out of that glico block. This smells just like it. Camera everywhere. Ooh, 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 ooh. Honestly, if you made like your own homemade crispy tonkatsu, which is like the pork pellet, this would be so bomb. Or like an onsen egg, potatoes, carrot, all that goodness. Here's a close-up, just in case. That's what I'm talking about. I would say the flavor is on point, very similar to the glico block. It doesn't compare to like the homemade curry, but it has the flavor of it. I would say it's on the salty side, probably because I put like 2 huge packets of the seasoning and soup base. I should probably add a bit more water to dilute it. This I can do. So this is like a tomato beef paste that I'm squeezing out. It smells like Campbell's tomato soup. And melt this tomato paste, very concentrated stock. Ooh, and that just became super fragrant. Like that just went from tomatoes Campbell's soup to like a hot pot soup base. You know, the tomato hot pot soup base, that's one of my favorites. That's a big portion for 1 person. This is like perfect for Dan if it was 1 portion. Say 1 package is a sizable portion. Dilute it a bit because right now it looks super concentrated. I would probably add some fresh tomatoes and beef if I were to bouge it up. Okay, so this is what it looks like up close. This is the tomato beef udon. This tastes like spaghetti and meatballs or spaghetti bolognese, which is Dan's favorite item. Dan, you want to come try something?
Oh, it's good.
I actually didn't use one of the soup bases because
Too much?
there's a lot going on.
Really?
Yeah. But it's like good portion. I already ate pretty much like half of that.
Huh?
But that's like 1
You
package.
ate half?
That's like 1 packet.
Never had instant udon, but it's pretty good. It's still a bit chewy. And the broth is where it's at. I'm gonna use this for hot pot broth.
That's what I was saying as well. Yeah,
Yay.
I guess you could save 1 seasoning packet and 1 this as like a hack to make for a hot pot. Should have saved, you have a pack, so that's perfect. Okay, I've just opened up the black garlic oil tonkatsu flavor. This is what the ramen noodles look like up close. Thinner, rounded, and not flat. 2 soup bases and black garlic oil for the seasoning packet. I'm just gonna see what one portion looks like. Oh gosh, this literally looks a little awkward. I just gonna need to melt that down with some hot water. Weird, pasty, little small chunk right there. Looks a bit like snails, I don't know why. And also add the soup base. There's a lot of soup base in one packet. That's why I'm only doing the one serving one packet kind of thing. Okay. Let's actually just pour everything in there. Just melt it. Oh yeah, that is what looks way better than the paste on its own. Okay, yeah, that tonkatsu broth is coming through because rather than having a clear broth, tonkatsu is more of like a creamy, milky pork bone broth. I do believe they have the original instant noodles with this flavor, but to have it with the ramen, I think that's more realistic. Got thin, rounded noodles. Looks a bit like angel hair. Probably overcooked it a little bit. That paste has turned into an oil. All that fat has melted away. Okay, let's try it. Oh my gosh, I think I'm in love. Dan, I hope he didn't hear me say that. Okay, this reminds me, especially the soup base, of, wow, the fog of glasses. It reminds me of the OG instant noodle. It's not overwhelming. I wouldn't say it's like necessarily like a ramen broth on its own. The flavor profile is not too artificial, which I really enjoy. I think I do prefer the ramen over the udon, only because it's like a fine balance of the in-between. It has a nice al dente bite to it. Definitely larger of a one-sized portion than the traditional instant noodle. I think I'd buy that one again for sure. I feel like the dry noodles do make a difference, like a healthier option. Albeit it is instant noodles of sorts. You have to try this. You just finished that one?
Oh.
Demolished it.
Oh, this is different than noodles.
I know.
Oh, this looks good. Let's try the broth. I don't need to go to another ramen spot. Very good job. I'm so impressed. Wow. I'm very impressed. Yeah, when I was eating this, I was like, I don't even remember it was like instant.
It almost tastes like the OG instant noodle.
Yes. I'm so glad you got this.
I can give my rating now. A little drum roll, of course. We always love the little drum roll for the rating.
Oh, this food is solid.
My winner is the black garlic tonkatsu ramen.
That's my winner too.
We both love this one so much because the flavor, it's reminding us of the OG, which is the ultimate top instant noodle. Ramen noodles are made really well, quite reminiscent of the real one. I probably just overcooked it myself, that's probably why.
It still tasted good.
Oh, okay, thank you. Flavoring, everything was very like cohesive. We'd give that like an...
I give it a 10 out of 10 at
okay,
least.
I give it a 9 out of 10, which is already really...
Just 9.5 out of 10.
Yes, that's how it averages out. And my runner-up would be, for me, the curry one. Minus points because of how salty it is. Bonus points because I'm so in love already with the combination of udon and curry. Me to be able to make that within like seconds or minutes, like, is unparalleled. I would like to say that for comparison of the udon and the ramen noodles, the ramen is obviously more similar to the real one, whereas this udon is thinner and more like linguine. We do really like the dry noodle formats because like this is probably a healthier version minus all the seasonings and the soup bases of powders. This is a fun one. I think we would we would buy these again, especially because they're quite affordable. I mean, at T&T they were 2 for $3 on sale this week, so it's $1.50 for 2 portions each packet.
The portion was good. I have a portion.
You are a portions guy. Rating for curry, I'd give it like a 6.5 to 7, and then tomato beef, I would give it a 6. Star rating. See you next time for the taste test.
See you next
time. Bye. Okay, we're not doing that accent.
Hey you, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, feel free to hit subscribe, like, or even place a comment below. And if you want to stay tuned every Friday, make sure you hit that notification bell. See you next time.